Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, New York, as Premier Boxing Champions presents the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by DiBella Entertainment, TGB Promotions, and Showtime. Sponsored by Casa Noble Tequila, The Noble Pursuit, and Corona Extra, who invites you to find your beach. This bout is sanctioned by the WBC, the president Mauricio Sulaiman, the supervisor Sir Charles Giles, along with the New York State Athletic Commission. Introducing our judges scoring from ringside. From Connecticut, Glenn Feldman. From New York, Kevin Morgan. And also from New York, Carlos Ortiz Jr. And introducing our third man in the ring, our referee in charge is David Fields. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, it's showtime! Introducing to you first, the challenger on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with green trim, fighting out of Miami, Florida, by way of Camagüey in Cuba. He weighed in at 241 1/4 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 28 wins, no losses, 2 no decisions, and 24 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the challenger, the former interim title holder and the current WBC #3 heavyweight in the world, tonight looking to become the first Cuban-born heavyweight world champion, introducing the undefeated Luis King Kong Ortiz. And his opponent across the ring, the defending world champion, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the gold, green, and black trunks, and hailing from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He weighed in at a trim and ready 214 3/4 pounds. Here is the 2008 Olympic bronze medalist who has knocked out every opponent he has faced in the professional ranks, with a record of 39 wins, no losses, 38 big wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight he is making the 7th defense of his title. Please welcome the hard-hitting and undefeated WBC Heavyweight Champion of the world, known as the Bronze Bomber, introducing Deontay Wilder. Once again, a referee in charge, David Fields, now to give instructions.
Okay, gentlemen, we're scheduled to box 12 rounds for the heavyweight championship. We're going over the rules in the dressing room. I expect you to obey my commands at all times. Most of all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, good luck.
Deontay Wilder looking to make his 7th successful title defense. Standing in his way is his most difficult opponent, that man, Luis King Kong Ortiz, who's trying to make history and become the first Cuban-born heavyweight to win the heavyweight championship of the world. But will Deontay Wilder get closer to what he hopes will be heavyweight unification? We're underway. Ortiz is a southpaw. Wilder conventional.
Watch your feet.
Wilder with the reach. Wilder looking to measure Ortiz with his jab. This fight was supposed to happen November 4th, but now it is occurring here in 2018. And look at the front feet as well, because they are both, with Ortiz being a southpaw and Wilder being conventional. You think that with the veteran mindset of Ortiz, he may want to step or try to step on the foot of Wilder to try to gain some leverage, and Wilder looks at him and smiles. In the corner of Deontay Wilder, Brooklyn native, former world champion and Olympic gold medalist Mark Breland. For Luis Ortiz, Herman Caicedo, and they've said that they've had a wonderful camp and that Ortiz is in the best shape of his life, even at 38 years of age. A shot to the abdomen by Luis Ortiz, and Ortiz looking to send that straight left. Wilder wants to prove those that are naysayers and finish off Luis Ortiz in grand fashion. Ortiz doesn't like that people have called him old, but he said it is his moment. Halfway home, round one. Stepping inside with that straight left is Ortiz. Wilder hasn't been throwing the jab out with as much frequency. He's probably worried about being countered by Luis Ortiz. One minute left. That jab comes up, but wait for that right hand by Deontay Wilder. It is an eraser. It has hurt many fighters. 97% knockout percentage for Wilder. Ortiz seems to be very relaxed in there, and he's trying to step on the foot of Wilder. Big straight left hand that connects there. Almost, it was partially a glancing blow by Ortiz. Wilder looking for his opening. Figure at the end of this round, Wilder may want to throw that right hand. He has done so in the past, especially at the tail end of rounds. That jab comes in, an exchange, and Wilder backs up. Round one in the books.
He's trying to push it to the left. Use that stiff jab, pop the jab, stick it off to the pop jab, same 1, 2. Just sit like this.
Ok, bonito. Sigue ahí.
Beautiful, beautiful. Stay there.
No hagas tanto movimiento, ¿sabes?
Not so much
Cuídate de esa recta, ya la viste.
You already see what he has.
¿Okay? Bien, ¿todo bien?
Everything good?
Arriba y abajo y el voladito.
I want you to go up and down. Round number 2, there you see the lovely Samantha. Here joining us at Barclays Center. Round 2, this one's scheduled for 12. I don't know if it'll go 12, but that is what the schedule of this heavyweight championship matchup is for. Wilder sending out that jab. And Mark really was telling him, I want more of the jab. I want a stiff jab. That's what was not present in round 1 for Deontay Wilder. He's using it now as a rangefinder, and pointing away is Ortiz. Wilder needs to extend that jab and get full leverage behind it. There we see Wilder unleashing that jab. The ring as Ortiz trying to cut off the ring. Wilder was thinking about Lennon throwing that right hand, but he pulled back. Different average of over 25 pounds. Wilder weighed in. And a big straight left, but that was a trip. That was a trip. He fell. That was not a punch. 214. That was a trip by Luis Ortiz. And now Wilder goes back on the offensive, and Ortiz retaliates with a straight left. Wilder thought he had Ortiz hurt, but Ortiz quickly answered that. Just over the midway point of round 2. Wilder sends out that jab, but partially blocked, and Ortiz has done a very good job of parrying away, blocking that jab from getting through, as Wilder's sort of throwing it out there lazily. Now he backs up. He's so athletic as Deontay Wilder, trying to settle into a rhythm. But Ortiz, this is in terms of the tempo that he wants to fight at. And a straight left, partially glancing shot on the body of Wilder. Very technical is Luis Ortiz. A straight left to the body of Deontay Wilder. And Ortiz, I think we're seeing that the game plan is to take away the legs and the athleticism of Wilder. And it is attacking the body of the 32-year-old from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Wilder threw that laser straight right hand, barely getting out of the way, was Ortiz. That could have changed things significantly. It has in the past. Big right hand there, and that's for Wilder, and that ends the second. The action heating up here in Brooklyn. And we'll take a look at the slip as we see Ortiz. He went forward. He just kind of went to his feet, went to the canvas. I think it was because of a punch. I think he got his feet tangled up, but you really didn't see when his feet got tangled. And here's going back. There's that straight left right there on the body of Wilder, as Wilder with his back of the turnbuckle. Look at the look that Wilder gave Ortiz when Ortiz connected with that. But here's Wilder now with that hook and then that wild clubbing right hand, and Wilder smiling as I say, okay, now this is what I enjoy. Mark Breland giving the motion to Deontay Wilder to keep his hand up as that straight left comes from Luis Ortiz. Round 3 scheduled for 12. Ray Flores joining ringside here at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. The heavyweight championship of the world is on the line between the champion Deontay Wilder and the challenger Luis Ortiz. As a rangefinder is, and look at Wilder with some theatrics, bringing back like in a samurai stance was Wilder, and he pops Ortiz with the jab. Both are family men. They have daughters with some health issues. Both proud family men. Wilder threw a straight right hand, but it missed, and Ortiz coming forward. Luis Ortiz, I wonder if he's going to go back to that body attack. He did target the body, and there is that straight left hand on the abdomen of Wilder. A man known as King Kong, looking to wreak havoc upon Deontay Wilder and hand him his first defeat. For Wilder, he's looking to give the first blemish to Luis Ortiz, straight left for Ortiz. Ortiz now bouncing around. Wilder still hasn't been able to find a home for that jab. When he throws it out, Ortiz is in proper position. There's the jab to the stomach of Ortiz. 80 seconds left, round 3. And the fans booing, they want to see more action, but look, this is any one wasted motion or even a half mistake can cost either the fight. both sort of throwing out those jabs lazily, but not connecting. Wilder looking to land that straight right hand that has catapulted him to 6 successful title defenses.
Let his head go, let his head go.
They're both lazily playing with that jab. Ortiz looking to come on the inside, but anytime Ortiz steps it up, Wilder goes backwards, and now he's looking to come forward is Wilder. A straight left that misses by Ortiz. Very difficult rounds to score if you're the judges. Wilder threw a straight right hand, but way out of the way was Luis Ortiz.
No trates ahí, pero tienes que mantenerte ocupado. Porque mira,
You need to
lo
keep
que es
occupied.
ahí calladito entre ustedes dos, que no se dan.
And there you see Ortiz's daughter, and she's saying, "Papi, come on, Papi." That's what, in Spanish, Papi is dad. It's Papa. The lovely daughter of Luis Ortiz. Ringside here, hoping to see her father make history and become the first Cuban-born fighter to become a heavyweight world champion.
Prepares el swing arriba y el voladito arriba, ¿ok? Empieza a usar estas dos manos abajo, tapadito, subes con swing y subes con volado.
Like,
¿ok?
I want you to go
Él está esperando ese
use both
machete
hands,
arriba,
go to
¿ok?
the body, and then I
Dale,
want you to come
hazme caso,
upstairs.
las dos manitos abajo, termina con swing y volado.
Start at the bottom, start at the body, and then come upstairs, finish up top. Round 4, this one's scheduled for 12. But don't forget that Deontay Wilder started late against Gerald Washington. The end of the fight against Washington in the 5th round, so Wilder's no stranger to, he can start fast, he can also start late. Just all depends on the opponent. And also Wilder has had some issues when it comes to dealing with southpaws, especially a southpaw that has the background. A big right hand there by Deontay Wilder, with the amateur background and the experience of Luis Ortiz. And for Wilder, it did, and as we mentioned, it took him 9 rounds to finish off Arthur Spuke, and he did that in spectacular fashion here at Barclays Center. That was in January of 2016, 2 years ago. And now Wilder, his confidence starting to grow a little bit. You're starting to see him throw out more of a stiff jab, harder punches, sitting down on his shots. And for Ortiz, will his conditioning come into play as we get towards the middle rounds? And Wilder pounds his chest as to say, come on, let's fight. Approaching 100 seconds here in the 4th. And Ortiz is coming forward, throwing that lazy jab out there, but he's not listening to his corner, Herman Caicedo, about attacking the body and then coming upstairs. Wilder's trying to time Ortiz. And a big straight left hand there by Ortiz. Wilder is looking to time Ortiz, but anytime Ortiz throws a jab, he brings that left hand right back up top to try to block the right hand. A big straight left hand, best punch of the fight for Luis Ortiz on Wilder. Under a minute left here in the 4th. If you're Wilder, you want to stay away from the ropes, because Ortiz has a ton of power, 80% knockout percentage. Ortiz looking to cut off the ring. Wilder going backwards, but he still has that laser straight right hand that if it lands clean, who knows what can happen. Straight left that lands for Ortiz. Followed by the jab. Ortiz gaining control of the round here as we approach the end of the 4th. Another big straight left hand by Ortiz. Wilder pushes him off from David Fields, separates them. 10 seconds remaining here in the 4th. That's the end of the 4th round. A left hook by Wilder to end the 4th round. Let's take a look at some of the work here from the fourth. There we see the jab followed by that big right hand, and Ortiz took it. I don't know of many people that have been able to take that, a punch of that nature from Deontay Wilder. And here we see the work from Luis Ortiz. Throws the jab, gets the attention of Wilder, and then there's that straight left right there on the head of Wilder. And there's the angle as Wilder was kind of going backwards, off balance. Round 5.
Seconds out.
Here at Barclays Center, Luis Ortiz looks fresh. Well, so far, the age has not caught up to the man known as King Kong. Using the jab to the body is Ortiz. Wilder needs to find, and he connected with that straight right hand, and I wonder if that plays in his mind a little bit, because he landed it pretty clean, and Ortiz took it well. But Wilder's got to be thinking, if I get him again, I could bring an end to the fight, because of the kind of destructive punching power that he has. Ray Flores ringside here at Barclays Center. Deontay Wilder looking to make his 7th successful title defense. Big right hand by Wilder, but Ortiz answers with the counter. And now Ortiz boxing on his toes, steps inside. Ortiz's confidence is starting to grow as the fight moves on. Now he steps inside with a jab to the body, followed by a straight left. And Ortiz is trying to bring the fight to Wilder. Wilder's going to have to get Ortiz off of him. I wonder if Wilder's going to try to connect with the hook, because there we see he threw the hook. It was one thing that they were working on in the open workouts, because Ortiz, he'll throw that jab, he leaves himself open for a brief second. Wilder could counter with that left hook. But the jab hasn't been as abundant for Wilder and successful. And Ortiz throws a right hand, but it misses. 75 seconds left here in the 5th. Also, if you're Wilder, are you going to be luring Ortiz in? You may be trying to lure Luis Ortiz in and then connect with that straight right hand. Even throw a hook in and throw an uppercut, but that was blocked en route from Ortiz. This is the tempo and the pace in which Ortiz wants to fight. Coming in forward, right, it's what a shot there by Ortiz. And now the corner of Ortiz is telling him, let your hands go. A big straight right hand by Wilder. Then Wilder going on the offensive. Ortiz answers back. So much on the line. The heavyweight championship of the world. A big straight right hand. It wobbles Ortiz, and down goes Luis Ortiz. But for the first time, he has hit the canvas. And that's the end of the 5th. And Wilder says, I got him. And Ortiz is in a world of trouble.
Tranquilo. Tranquilo.
Look.
Put a towel around him. Tranquilito. Él va a salir como loco en este round, ¿ok?
He's going to come out like a crazy man in this round.
Ok, tranquilito, te descuidaste, tranquilo.
Really relaxed.
Mira, si vuelve a pasar, te me quedas abajo, arrodíllate, ¿ok? Espera el conteo, no te me pares tan rápido. Te organizas.
Don't try to recover, and let's take a look at the replay. Here is the knockdown. It was that straight right hand, followed by another one. 2 right hands, and look at Wilder. The emotion. It's almost like he said, I finally got him. Look at it. Boom, right there, right on the nose. And then Wilder sees that he's hurt, that he's uneasy, and then boom! There is the right hand. Crashing to the canvas was Luis Ortiz. And look at the daughter of Luis Ortiz. She can merely bear to watch. And Deontay Wilder is going to go as he always tries to do, and that is finish him off. But Luis Ortiz is extremely calculated and is still powerful. But 97% knockout percentage for Wilder. Stepping inside with the jab is Ortiz. That is why Wilder is one of the most dangerous power punchers, if not the most powerful puncher in the game today. And Wilder cinching it up. He has it coiled. When is he going to strike with that straight right hand? It has put every foe that Wilder has faced down. A big right hand, it wobbled Ortiz, and Ortiz now is just fighting on pure guts, but now he's trying to throw a straight left. It looked like Ortiz was hurt, but he may have been off balance. Another straight right hand, and another two right hands from the heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay Wilder. As we mentioned, it took Wilder some time to warm up against Spuka, against Washington, but when he gets going, he is so difficult to deal with inside that ring, which is why he's undefeated and making his trying to make his seventh title defense here tonight. A left hook to the body by Wilder. Wilder looking for his opening, stepping inside with a straight left, partially blocked by Wilder. It was a big round for Wilder in the 5th with the knockdown. The corner of Ortiz urging him to please raise your hands. Do not get caught. A jab's coming. They both exchange jabs. Under a minute left here in the 6th. They want Ortiz to use the jab to close the distance. Because from this distance, this favors Wilder's. You can tell he's thinking, looking for the opening. Advancing forward was Ortiz, but Wilder got out of the way of a straight left. Straight left that was partially blocked by Wilder. A left hook there, and another left hook by Wilder, followed by a right hand. Wilder has unbelievable power, but Ortiz, for the most part tonight, has shown a heck of a chin. Straight left that was blocked by Wilder. And they both are swinging for the fences to end the 6th. High-level drama in New York City.
Good, good. Every round is a round he's getting weaker. Feel good? Know what you're doing?
And here is some of the action from the 6th. There you see that straight right hand, boom. And you saw that Ortiz took it well, followed by a left hook, and they both were just sort of swinging for the fences. And this is later on in the round with Ortiz stepping inside and Wilder. They both ducking down underneath and trying to land big hooks. You have to love how much these guys want to finish off the other. Round 7, entering the second half of the fight here at Barclays Center. Ray Flores, Deontay Wilder, Luis Ortiz. Wilder, the champion for over 3 years. Using the jab is Luis Ortiz. And he lands that jab. It's been working for him in spurts for the 38-year-old out of Cuba. Jab by Wilder. If you're Wilder, you can't let Luis Ortiz really reassert himself. He's got to go and try to land another big shot to gain the attention of Ortiz. Ortiz, he isn't throwing and isn't sitting down in his punches as much as he did in the first couple rounds. We're seeing more arm punches out of Luis Ortiz. I don't know if that is a sign that he's tired. Straight right hand, and it found its mark for Wilder. Left hook that missed for Wilder. Deontay Wilder says after this fight, I want to get closer to unification and I want the winner Joshua Parker. But first, he must pass the stern test of Luis Ortiz. 70 seconds remaining here in the seventh. A straight right hand. Again, that found its mark for Wilder. Ortiz isn't doing much. But Wilder, looking for the opener, straight left that landed for Ortiz. If you're Wilder, you do not want to have your back against the ropes against this man. And Wilder now, there is water in the corner, and they have to go ahead and go to the corner and wipe it off. They're checking Deontay Wilder. While there's water in the corner, but they're checking Deontay Wilder. Round number 8. This one's scheduled for 12.
Let's go.
How hurt was Deontay Wilder? Because he seemed like he was almost on his feet, but was he able to recover in between rounds? That is the kind of power that both men possess. Ortiz had been down in the fight. Wilder almost down. A big straight left by Ortiz. And Ortiz a big straight left again. Dave Fields watching the action. Another one. A jab to the body followed by a big straight left. A right hook by Ortiz. Wilder going backwards. Ortiz is trying to make history and become the first Cuban to win the heavyweight championship of the world. But back comes Wilder. Wilder throwing as well. 55 seconds have elapsed. Some straight left by Ortiz. Another one. Wilder backing up. He's shaking his head as to say, no, I'm okay. He may be uneasy. All right, a left hook by Wilder. Wilder may be uneasy, but at the end of the day, he's a fighter. He's the world champion, and you have to take the title from him, and Luis Ortiz knows he has to do that, which is why he's pressing Wilder. A right hook to the body, followed by right hook upstairs. The corner of Ortiz urging him to come forward. Does Ortiz have enough left to close out Deontay Wilder? What a straight left that connects by Luis Ortiz. A right hook to the body by Ortiz to Wilder. Dave Fields watching the action. A big straight left hand. 65 seconds left here in the 8th. High drama here at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. The champion, Deontay Wilder, his perfect record, his world championship on the line. They both, Wilder, trying to keep Ortiz off of him. A big straight left, backing up Wilder. And Wilder with a shot on the right side of the ear of Ortiz. To get closer. They want him to close the distance and go to the body. A straight left to the abdominal region of Wilder. Final 10 seconds of the 8th. A straight left again to the midsection of Deontay Wilder. And that's the end of the 8th as they both land at the belt.
No te me pares así. Haz tu trabajo. Okay. Haz tu trabajo, eso. Jala tu aire. Jala tu aire. Jala tu aire, coño. Mira.
Listen.
Mañana no hay chance para esto. ¿Oíste? Mañana no
listen
hay
to me?
chance para esto. Ok, tranquilito.
Relax, relax.
This is your moment, JD. This is your moment to JD. Deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Come on, baby, come on. Keep that jab in your face. Keep that jab in your face. Let him chase you. Don't get on the rope. Let him chase you. That's some fire him up, all right?
Round 9. This one's scheduled for 12. You wonder on the scorecards how the judges have it. To some ringside observers, they have Ortiz ahead with a sizable lead. So it could very well be necessary for Deontay Wilder to get a finish here tonight in order to retain his WBC Heavyweight Championship of the world. And also, there are lucrative, big money fights and paydays down the line if Wilder's able to get past Ortiz. But the same can be said about Ortiz.
At your feet.
A straight left to the abdomen of Ortiz, or by Ortiz to Wilder. If you're Wilder, you got to start to really reassert yourself. He's got to swing the fight in his favor, and he can do so with one punch. But he has 4 rounds remaining. And chance of Wilder here at Barclays Center. This is the 3rd time Wilder has main evented here at Barclays Center. The first 2 were highlight reel knockouts, one of Arthur Spuka. The second, a first-round destruction of Bermane Stiverne. A left hook that partially lands for Wilder. Ortiz this is his pace. This is the flow that he wants. But if you're Wilder, he's got to establish the jab. He hasn't been doing so. Big straight left by Luis Ortiz. And back comes Ortiz. And now Wilder popping the jab. Now he's getting loose. But Ortiz is getting the better of the exchanges. Wilder looked over at his left, I wonder, for a brief second, taking his eyes off of Luis Ortiz. Ortiz, still, this is a round that is playing in his favor. Ortiz moves forward, and Wilder, his punch output has lessened. A big right hand, and it hurt Ortiz, and now Wilder is going on the attack again. And Ortiz seems to regather himself. My goodness, that one punch can change things completely. And Wilder again doing the big right hand. They won the exchange, and they throw after the bell. Wow. 3 rounds remaining.
These hurt. Don't go out. You want to stay away from the rope. As long as you're on the rope, that's when you just start swinging. Stay away from the rope. Keep that jab in his face. Keep that jab in his face.
And here is some work from round 9. That big right hand by Wilder, and that started. Ortiz was off balance, but Wilder sensed that he was hurt. And you heard Mark Breland tell Deontay Wilder, stay off the ropes. That is when he does his best work. Stay off the ropes. And here is that clubbing left hook by Wilder, followed by the right hand. And Wilder is shaking his head. This could be the moment that Deontay Wilder becomes a global superstar if he's able to stop Luis Ortiz. This is his moment, his opportunity to prove that he is truly the best heavyweight in the world against a guy as dangerous as Luis Ortiz. Ortiz has given Wilder fits in this fight, but if Wilder can finish him off, that speaks volumes. And Wilder, they know in the corner, Mark Breland, JDs, they said to Wilder, you have him hurt. Let's go back on the attack. A left to the body of Ortiz. What a performance by that man, Deontay Wilder. Well, Deontay did his part. Anthony Joshua, you're up next when it comes to Joseph Parker. He is the baddest man on the planet, is Deontay Wilder. What a performance, what a moment, what a spectacle. He fought and dealt with adversity in his face, and he finished off Luis Ortiz. What a performance by Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, still the champion. What a performance. I am absolutely speechless by what we just saw. When he needed to use his power, when he needed to go out and hurt a guy who was fighting at his best, he went out and did it. That is why Deontay Wilder is so lethal. That is why he's the hardest puncher in the sport today. Deontay Wilder, the bronze bomber, and Luis Ortiz, he fought the most dangerous heavyweight right now in the world, and he gave him fits. But Mark Breland and JD's, at no point did you hear nervousness. Did they panic? Wilder went out there, he knew he had him hurt, and he finished him. He is a finisher, is Deontay Wilder. And he did it in not just good fashion, not just great fashion, but that was spectacular fashion. We are a couple miles away from Broadway, and you couldn't have drawn that up. And look at this, the sign of respect between the two, between Wilder and Ortiz. What a heavyweight championship fight that they delighted us with.
Come get it. Tell you can come get it. Tell him. Tell him come get it.
What a moment. We will be talking about March 3rd, 2018 for years to come as the moment that Deontay Wilder broke that ceiling, broke through that glass ceiling. This place is packed, and they were all packed into this building here at Barclays Center for that man, Deontay Wilder. He saw, he came, he had issues, but he conquered. Okay, so I just got word all three judges had the fight 85-84 for Deontay Wilder at the time of the stoppage. Now that is against what the media had the fight scored at ringside. But again, it doesn't matter because Wilder is still the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And again, you couldn't have written a better plot if you were Deontay Wilder. And let's take a look at how all of this unfolded here. This is the first knockdown. You see Wilder steps in, boom, that right hand, followed by the left hook, and then another right hand. Look at the barrage of punches, and Ortiz immediately, and he looked over at his corner at that moment. He went down, and here is another one of the knockdowns as Wilder steps inside. This is the first knockdown still. And Wilder, boom, that's what started it. Ortiz was hurt, the left hook, and then Wilder sent him down to the canvas with that right hook on the temple. And this is again, and look at that, boom, right there. You cannot stand up to that. And the left hook on the ear, and then go into the canvas with his knees. was Luis Ortiz. And here is the second knockdown as Wilder measuring Ortiz. Boom! That right hand, it staggered Ortiz. Another right hand by Wilder. Those downward motion, big right hands, sledgehammer right hands. The uppercut, that's what crumpled over Ortiz, and referee Dave Fields had seen enough. His knockout percentage will no doubt go up, but my goodness, this is the second knockdown once again. That big right hand, and look at Wilder, sees that Ortiz is hurt, coming down again, and look at this. He just saw and sensed blood in the water, and he attacked. But look at this uppercut. You are gonna watch the uppercut right here. Boom! Nearly separated the head from the shoulders of Luis Ortiz. At that point, Dave Fields had no choice but to wave it off. Deontay Wilder, obviously, very happy. He said he was going to do it. He went out and he fulfilled. And now here's Jimmy Lennon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time. 2 minutes, 5 seconds in round number 10. Our referee in charge, David Fields, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout. And
now he's standing by with Jim Gray.
Let him do this first.
All right, Mauro, thank you very much. Deontay, congratulations. How would you describe this epic battle?
Thank you so much. Brooklyn! Man, I want to thank y'all guys so much for coming out and supporting me, man. This is my third time defending my title, and every time y'all showed up and showed out and showed me love, and I appreciate y'all guys. This just let you know that King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
How would you describe this battle? And we'll go chronologically, but you're a punch away from almost being done, and you somehow figured out a way to come back and sustain it all and win.
Well, you know, a true champion always find a way to come back, and that's what I did tonight. You know, Luis Ortiz is definitely a crafty guy. You know, you know, we already know he had the fundamental skills. You know, it showed, and he put up a great fight. You know, we know we had to wear him down, and he was a great opponent. And I showed everybody, you know, I can take a punch, this wasn't nothing, you know what I mean? That shows the heart to coming back. He did a wonderful job. When he leave tonight, he ain't got nothing to worry about. He can hold his head up high. He gave these fans tonight their money worth. It was an awesome fight, man. It was an awesome card, and my hat goes out to Luis Ortiz.
Let me ask you about the 7th round before we look at the end of the fight. Hey. All right, hold on. Let's talk about the 7th round first. Deontay, you've thrown enough punches tonight, and we'll get security up here. Were you at the end almost? Did you feel like this could be the end of your undefeated reign and your championship maybe going away?
To be honest, no, I didn't. You know, he would hit me with furies of punches, but it wasn't hard. You know, it didn't have no sting on it. You know, it was just that he was throwing the combinations that knocked me out balance. Every time he was throwing, it was knocking me out balance. You know, and just had to get my range back. I had to get my fundamentals back, and I did that. You know, I showed that I was a true champion tonight, and here I am.
Let's take a look now at the end of the fight here in the 10th round, and tell us from your vantage point, as you saw it, what was going on here at the end.
Right now, we know he was ducking. We was scrapping it up. Oh my God. I just showed that I can punch in the inside as well too. You know, a lot of people don't think that I can fight in the inside, but I had to surprise them and show them. My grandma told me a long time ago I was anointed by God, and it shows each and every time. Now I can say there's no man that stepped in the ring that I haven't put on their ass, baby.
We've talked about it before, do you now consider this the signature win that many felt that you needed?
Most definitely. You know, Luis Ortiz was one of those fighters that everybody ducked. Even champions ducked him. You know, I wonder why it took him so long to get a title shot, and we know the reason why now. You know, he put up a great fight. He was a great contender, and man, my hat goes out to him, you know. I wanted to give him the opportunity, you know, to support his daughter. Me and him had a lot in common. His daughter suffered with something, my daughter suffered with something. So tonight was two fathers in the ring fighting for our daughter, baby. It don't get no better than that.
And now we move on to Anthony Joshua. He will fight Parker. That fight will be on Showtime here at the end of the month. You're going to go to the United Kingdom. You'll watch Anthony Joshua fight. What do you want to have happen after that fight? Would you like another fight? He's indicated perhaps he would like another fight. Or are you ready for this to end and get it on between the two of you?
I'm ready right now. You know, I always said that I wanted to unify. My goal is to unify. And I'm ready whenever those guys are. It seems like they ain't in no rush to fight me because I am the most dangerous man in the world. I am the most baddest man on the planet. And I proved that tonight. This solidified my position at the top of the food chain. And soon there will be one champion, one face, one name, and he go by the name of Deontay Wilder.
Do you think Parker can win that fight?
I think partner got a 100% chance of winning that fight. He just had to be smart and stick with the game plan. In this ring, it's not about how much a person weighs. It's not about how big a person's muscles is. It's all about that heart, that dog that he gonna bring to the fight. And you gotta believe in yourself. Like I said, if you speak it, believe it, you'll receive it, baby. It's just like that. Your mind is very powerful. The universe is very powerful. Speak things into it. It'll come to you, baby. You speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. And it shall be yours.
And indeed it was. Congratulations, Deontay.
Thank you so much. I love you guys, baby. Bomb Squad!
Felix will translate for us. First of all, ask Luis, how is he?
¿Cómo te sientes en este momento, Luis?
No, me siento bastante bien. Nada, lo que sucedió fue un golpe, no se esperó.
No, I feel fine. I just, I did receive a right hand, but I'm okay.
In the 7th round, you were perhaps just one punch away from ending this fight, and Deontay was in tremendous trouble. Did he feel at that time that he was going to win the fight and knock him out?
En el 7º asalto estaba en problemas Deontay Wilder. Hasta una izquierda más hubiese terminado la pelea. ¿Tú pensabas que iba a ganar la pelea en ese entonces?
Nada, estuve haciendo el trabajo que mi esquina me mandó a hacer. Nada, en este deporte un golpe termina una pelea. Uno nunca sabe lo que pasa.
I was hearing to the directions that my corner was giving it to me, and in this sport, any punch could end the fight.
It was pointed out by both Paulie and Al Bernstein that he was controlling the real estate tonight, that he had control of position in the ring. What happened so that he lost that control on those big shots that he gave up, particularly those right hands, in both the 5th and 10th round?
Paulie y Al Bernstein, los comentaristas de Showtime, dijeron que tú estabas controlando lo que es el ring, la vena raíz en el ring. ¿Qué pasó en ese 10º asalto que ya él tomó control?
Nada, estábamos haciendo otro trabajo, un descuido. Nada más. En el ring puede pasar cualquier cosa. Lo que sucedió fue.
In the ring, anything could happen, and it was just, a point where he just missed, and that's when he struck.
It's the first loss of your career, Luis. What would you like to do now?
Es tu primera pelea que pierde. ¿Qué vas a hacer ahora?
Nada, darle las gracias a Dios por la oportunidad que se nos dio ahora por pelear por el título, por el WBC, a Jaime por habernos dado la posibilidad, y ya, nada, para adelante, ¿qué voy a hacer? Darle las gracias a Dios por esta pelea, ya que fuimos dos padres que estuvimos peleando por una niña con problemas, y nada, que Dios le dé lo mejor a nuestros hijos.
I want to thank, first of all, God for the opportunity that he gave me to fight here for the WBC, and also want to credit Deontay Wilder. I know he has a daughter also with special needs, as do I, and it was two parents today, two fathers, battling it out for this title.
Thank you for your time, Luis. Great fight. Appreciate it. Thank you, Felix.
Well, what a night of action. As I was taken back and looking at what transpired, Deontay Wilder tonight, let's take a look back at the end of the fight. And here we see Wilder. He is the most dangerous finisher in the game. Ortiz hurt. Here the barrage of punches, and then wait on the uppercut, the right uppercut. Boom! That was the punch that decapitated Luis Ortiz. And still, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay Wilder.